After 5 films, Emma Watson so embodies the character of Hermione Granger that it's almost impossible now to think of anyone else in that role.
Emma Watson's the perfect Hermione Granger because she has spunk. In her real life, she's a very upbeat, challenging type of girl, and it's almost a hand-to-glove fit for the type of character Hermione has to be in these films.
She was right for the role. I mean, if you think back to when the first Harry Potter was, whoever would have got it would have been right in the sense they were going to be Hermione.
Emma Charlotte Dury Watson was born on April 15, 1990 in Paris. Her parents are Jacqueline and Chris Watson, English lawyers who are now divorced. She lived in Paris until the age of 5 when she moved with her mother and brother to Oxford, England, following her parents' divorce. At Oxford, she attended the Dragon School, where her teachers were so impressed with her acting in several performances that her name was passed to casting agents for the role of Hermione Granger.
My school put me forward for the audition. I think there were about 16 of us all together auditioning, girls and boys ages from 10 to 12.
They had gotten, of course, thousands and thousands of videotapes. And she, unlike Daniel, had no prior acting experience. So for her, this was completely new.
She eventually outperformed thousands of other girls who had applied for the role. And after 8 auditions, producer David Heyman told Watson that she had been cast for the role of Hermione Granger. When Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was released, Watson was still just 11 years old.
I think that Emma Watson was totally believable as a certain kind of little girl. J.K. Rowling has said that Hermione was much like herself at the same age, kind of a bossy, precociously smart little, know-it-all who, was the kind of prototypical girl, perfectionist, A student. I mean, she's a pretty little girl, but she's not someone who's such a raving beauty that that's all you can think of. You really believed in her as a nerd, which is what she has to be fundamentally to play Hermione.
But like a flower blooming before our very eyes, Emma Watson, the cute 11-year-old bookworm, was suddenly a star in one of the most successful motion pictures of all time.
Emma Watson, from the start, appeared like the one who was most likely to make it. She did seem like a professional on screen. She seemed to know what she was doing. She seemed to know where the camera was. She seemed to pick her angles in a way that the others weren't quite ready to do.
3 months after the premiere of Sorcerer's Stone, filming began on the second Harry Potter movie, The Chamber of Secrets, and Watson again starred as Hermione Granger. At 12 years of age, Emma Watson had 2 hugely successful movies under her belt, and was becoming a critical sensation and a seasoned veteran.
I think most people just assume that I'm exactly like Hermione, but I'm not really. I'm kind of a bit different to her. I'm not as academic as she is. I'm much more sporty, and I do lots of art, and I spend a lot more time with my friends. I definitely hope I have a better fashion sense than she does.
But her professional accomplishments aside, Watson was still technically a kid. She lost several baby teeth during the production of the first 2 films, and had to wear dentures to avoid continuity issues. Next came The Prisoner of Azkaban in 2004, and the chance for Emma to act in several dramatic scenes.
I trusted you! And all this time, you've been his friend. He's a werewolf! That's why he's been missing classes.
How long have you known?
Since Professor Snape said the essay.
Goblet of Fire followed in 2005, the same year that Emma Watson became the youngest person to appear on the cover of Teen Vogue magazine at age 15.
Emma Watson's image over the years has really changed. She started out as this little girl and everyone thought she was very cute, and we've seen her mature into this young woman who's become a bit of a fashion icon.
In 2007, she acted in Order of the Phoenix and was voted 98th in the FHM 100 Sexiest Women in the World list of 2007. With that came confirmation, if any was needed, that Emma Watson was now a teen idol.
When she was doing publicity for the latest Harry Potter movie, you saw this shift, and she was wearing a lot of Chanel, and she was dressing a little more sophisticated. She looked a little more adult. She's turned into a very pretty and fashionable young woman, and someone who a lot of young girls look at as a role model.
Over the years, the stars of Harry Potter became fast friends. But that friendship was tested when the 7th and final Harry Potter book was published, and Watson learned that she would have to kiss her co-star Rupert Grint in the final Harry Potter movie.
That will be a key test. We met these kids as kids, and they're going to have to become sexual beings for us. They're going to have to find that erotic spark, and have it not be creepy. And it's hard not to think of them in a kind of brotherly, sisterly way. And they've got to beat that on screen.
Shooting of the next installment is slated for sometime in 2008. Amazingly, Watson appears to have had a relatively normal childhood. She's gotten straight A's in her academics, and is the only one of the Potter trio with plans to go to college.
If you compare Emma Watson to a lot of the teen stars in Hollywood, she's really an angel. She really has a pretty clean image. We're probably not going to see a picture of Emma Watson naked on the internet anytime soon.
Like Daniel, she'll be appearing in the final 2 Harry Potter movies, earning a reported $10 million. For Harry Potter fans, it seems like a small price to pay to keep her at Hogwarts just a little while longer. But the Harry Potter magic wouldn't be complete without including Harry's best friend, the little red-haired boy wizard from Gryffindor. Rupert Grint, the boy who would be Ron Weasley on the Harry Potter series, was born in Watnet Stone, Hertfordshire, England on August 24, 1988, and is, in fact, the oldest of the Harry Potter trio. In real life, he's also the oldest of 5 siblings. Like Radcliffe and Watson, Grint had wanted to be an actor since he was very young, appearing in plays for school and with his local theater group, Top Hat Stage School. He'd been a fan of the Harry Potter book series from its very start, and was intent on getting a role in the new film.
When I was reading the books, I always felt like I relate to Ron, because we both got red hair, we're both scared of spiders, we both like sweets, and we both got a lot of brothers and sisters. I've got 1 brother and 3 sisters, so I was kind of like Ron.
Thousands of child actors tried out for the role of Ron Weasley, but Rupert decided to take a chance despite having no professional acting experience.
I really, really, really wanted to be in this film, so I made this videotape. First I dressed up as my drama teacher, who was a girl, and that was scary. And then I made this rap song of how much I wanted to be in the film. And then I did this kind of speech for Ron and sent it into the casting agency, and they said, "Would you like an audition?" And that was like the greatest moment in my life.
The video got the attention of producer David Heyman, who cast him as the red-headed co-star.
He sent in a tape of himself as Ron Weasley, and you know, he's someone who's got skills as a comedic actor, and the role is quite comedic, and I think that was kind of evident from the very beginning, and that's what they were looking for.
He's a perfect Ron Weasley because he's this lovable kid. You can't help but smile when you see him on screen. He's a great sidekick to Harry going through his adventures, and I think people have really connected with Ron Weasley, more so than the filmmakers behind the Harry Potter franchise could ever have imagined. He's got his own following, his own action figures. People dress up like him on Halloween. It's not all about Harry Potter.
Like Watson, he had only appeared in plays for school, but now he was part of a multi-million-dollar juggernaut that would have the biggest opening in movie history.
More than any other character, I loved Rupert's performance in the first film because it was so letter perfect. You just got the feeling that he is Ron Weasley.
Like Radcliffe and Watson, Rupert Grint's life was now changed forever.
I've tried to remain a normal life, but my friends treat me really normally, my family treat me really normally. The only thing is the teachers suck up a bit.
1 year after Harry Potter opened, Grint appeared in a strange British comedy film called Thunderpants, about an 11-year-old boy's amazing ability to break wind.
It's pretty funny if you compare that film with Harry Potter, which is just, you know, the biggest and best film for kids out there, and then here's this kind of lowbrow thing called Thunderpants, and it's about farting. I mean, it's really like both ends of the children's spectrum.
Luckily for Grint, the film, like a cloud of odorous vapors, disappeared quickly. Audiences watched as Rupert grew and matured in each successive Harry Potter movie.
At least I warned you about the dragons. Hagrid warned me about the dragons.
No, I did. No, don't you remember? I told Hermione to tell you that Seamus told me that Bavati told Dean that Hagrid was looking for you. Seamus never actually told me anything, so it was really me all along.
And he continues to stretch his acting abilities, recently starring in Driving Lessons, which was released in the summer of 2006.
Driving Lessons was a real coming-of-age movie for Rupert, and I think it was very important for him to do that movie. He has a kind of sex scene in it. You know, you're definitely seeing him transitioning from, you know, kid to young man in that film.
Over the years, Grint has managed to grow as an actor and keep his personal life out of the spotlight.
I interviewed him in October of 2006. He had on a pair of like USA Chuck Taylor like Converse sneakers. I saw him a year later and he's wearing these same exact shoes. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if I'm in the Harry Potter franchise, I can probably afford a new pair of shoes, but not this kid. He doesn't care. He just like, he's Rupert Grint, just like this regular dude.
One of the things that's made the kids from Harry Potter so successful and so normal is that they're not in Hollywood. These are kids who are from England, who live there all the time. So they actually get to have lives, and they're not caught up in all the flash and craziness of Hollywood. They have these normal lives in England. They do their work, they get it done, and they go home to their parents.
The future looks bright for Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint. On July 9, 2007, they received the ultimate Hollywood honor when they were asked to leave imprints of their hands, feet, and wands in the concrete at Grauman's Chinese Theater. It's a sign that these three have staying power, and that the popularity of their characters will linger long after the final Harry Potter movie is released.
I should have no idea what happens. But I mean, I know that also I will be, I've got a long way to go before the journey's over. I've got 2 more films after this one comes out to make, so I've got a little way to go before I have to say goodbye just yet.